Welcome to Spacecraft Guide, the channel that goes over the most iconic spacecraft in the world. In this special issue of Spacecraft Guide, we are not only going to continue our work on the Lunar Module, specifically Panel 12, which is the communication panel, but we are going to debunk a conspiracy of Apollo-seen aliens on the moon and why this switch right here was used as the main objective of that conspiracy theory and broadcast on the History Channel. So if you click on this switch, the Biomed Switch, it takes you to the S-Band Biomed Switch, which the History Channel had the author of Ancient Aliens on the Moon discuss how this switch, the S-Band switch, and that it had a secret, quote, medical channel, end quote, channel. This is a lie, and I will show you how it really works. Now, the S-Band Biomed Switch, what it did is enable the capacity to transmit analog echocardiogram from the lunar module and relay it through the lunar module to the EVA, or extravehicular activity, which is the astronauts walking around. What it is a channel on a 1.024 MC data control circuit. What this was is they were watching the astronaut's heart. This was the first electrocardiogram at a distance that NASA designed. And then in off, you see it disabled the electrocardiogram data. So when we go to general, the communication subsystem simplified block diagram. And over here, we have the commander spacesuit and the Lunar Module pilot's spacesuit. So we have Niel Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin's spacesuit. And we see here, if we go off to the side, that they have the hardline biomed for the commander that went into the pre-modulation processor. We also have a hardline for the voice, but that really went right through to the audio center. This one here, we have the biomed doing the same thing, but they came in here, and we noticed that it comes out to the audio center number 2, up to the intercom system bus, to the electrical system for data going out this way. There is no other way around for this information through this diagram. Now, what the person on the History Channel said is, and I quote, "Now the truth of it is that each astronaut had a separate medical channel." Yes, they did, right here and right here. So the channel was not public, and it could not be very easily used to communicate information that you didn't want to be heard over the general public transmission. Again, that's true because it was for the electrocardiogram. And if we go to the integrated thermal micrometeorite garment diagram, or the spacesuit, we can see that down here they have a connector, a biomedical injector, a dosimeter, which is for the amount of radiation they have, and access flat. So this is where they're getting their biomedical information. And yes, they each had separate medical channel. And again, you got to remember that this was all new technology. They were doing electrocardiograms from the surface of the moon, 250,000 miles away. So yeah, it was going to be difficult. It never was going to be easy. Everything that they were doing was never done before. And you got to remember, here's another thing. Because of the space program, the electrocardiogram are much easier for us, and millions of lives have been saved. That's all for this week. If you would like to use this interactive virtual reality exhibit on the command module, the lunar module, and the surface of the moon, just go to our Patreon page and the link will be down below.